Now to the aftermath of the crisis at the Capitol. Federal law enforcement agencies say the cost of securing next week's inauguration is close to $35 million. Nearly 20,000 National Guard members are expected to be on the ground the day of the ceremony. CBS 4's Skyler Henry is live from the nation's capital with more. Skyler.
Hey, Lauren, good evening to you. Well, security is certainly tight here around the U.S. Capitol ahead of Inauguration Day. This comes as federal investigators continue to round up suspects who were involved in last week's riots, as well as looking out for potential threats ahead of Inauguration Day. And in the last hour, we've learned that CBS News has confirmed that Capitol Police are actually looking into whether members of Congress were involved in unsanctioned tours that could have helped with those riots last week.
The nation's capital is in lockdown, 5 days ahead of the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris.
Yes. We cannot allow a recurrence of the chaos and illegal activity that the United States and the world witnessed last week.
The Justice Department reported on a Friday conference call the bulk of 98 criminal cases filed so far in connection to last week's Capitol assault are federal felony cases. D.C.'s acting U.S. Attorney Michael Sherwin added that right now there is no direct evidence teams of rioters were looking to capture or kill during the assault, but investigations are ongoing.
That is a Tier 1 top priority for both the U.S. Attorney's Office and our federal law enforcement partners to see, again, whether there was this overarching command and control and whether there were these organized teams that were organized to breach the Capitol and then perhaps try to accomplish some type of a mission inside the Capitol.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has authorized her own review of Capitol security in light of last week's assault.
I have asked retired Lieutenant General Russell Honore to lead an immediate review of security infrastructure, interagency processes, and command and control.
A source close to Vice President Mike Pence confirms a Washington Post report that he was rushed away from the Senate chamber just 1 minute before rioters reached nearby halls. In a statement to CBS News, the U.S. Secret Service said Vice President Pence was secure at all times on January 6th.
Now, also in the last hour, CBS News has learned that an official sent out a bulletin yesterday saying that there is actually domestic extremists that pose the highest threat to violence to the inauguration, and that the bulletin also warns that groups may look for continued opportunities to attack public officials, federal buildings, and federal and local law enforcement. Guys.